Just got a couple for you. Guess Mikko Lehtonen, you have him up on the roster. Just what kind of a plan do you have for him? Do you want to get him to a game soon? Do you want to see him practice? What's
Playing.
coming up there?
He's playing.
He's playing tonight.
Yep.
And the fourth line, they're broken up back to the taxi squad. I'm just wondering, what impression did they ultimately leave on you?
The Mac and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, I thought they had some really good games early. What they have to cross now is to sustain that. And if there is a struggle in the game, or the game is the best you could be, it can't go from one plane. It can't fall off as much as I thought it did. Our last game in Detroit, I thought it was a major struggle, especially for Mac. I think Mac has a chance to be a player in this league. He's got to figure out how he can just not have his best game, but not totally dip in what I thought he was doing the first few. It goes for all of them, and that's part of a process as a young player trying to break into the league. Certainly not foreign to this process, that and hopefully sometimes it'll just stick, and you're a National Hockey League.
One final thing, just any lineup changes that besides Lehtonen that you have tonight?
Yeah, so Carly and Del Z are out. Kooks and Lehtonen come in on the forward line. Dalps is coming in. Foodie's coming in. Mac is out. Nash is out. I think that covers it. Goalie.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, John, I think those two games in Detroit just caught everybody by surprise on so many levels. How sure are you that you're going to see a different team tonight, or are you sure? Will you not know until the game gets going?
Yeah, I won't know. I mean, it's been that type of year for us all year long, and we're a couple of steps forward. I thought we took a couple of leaps forward in that 4-game series with Carolina. We only get 5 out of the 8, but I saw so many good things within our game throughout most of those 4 games, and then really see absolutely nothing in our game against Detroit. So you take 3 or 4 steps backwards. We've been doing that all year long. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to be this, you're going to be that. We have a plan. We have a focus on trying to get us back into playing the right way. So we'll get at it here in a few hours.
Do you look at film from those Detroit games, or was that just such a departure from who you are that it doesn't help?
I watched them, and because I need to watch individual players. Yeah, there's some, we took some guys out, and but there's situations with some of our top guys. I'm going to have to start making some decisions on some of our, I guess you call them your top guys. I don't like to differentiate a lot, but it is what it is. We know our 3rd and 4th line guys, and our 5th and 6th D. There's some changes there, but I have to be fair to the team here, as the way we've gone about it here, and what we are right now. I have to watch the top guys too, as far as what I'm going to do there, as far as the next game or the next period, or because we have to try to get some sort of some balance as far as how we play. I just want us to play the right way. We kind of defined what the right way is this morning in our first meeting, and people are going to have to really work on that definition, or I'm just going to have to do some things differently with the lineup.
What have you been told to expect from Mikko Lehtonen, and what can he bring to your back end?
Yeah, I've been told a lot of things. And no disrespect to Yarmo and the people that know him, I want to watch him play. One thing I do, I really loved hearing from everybody I've talked is how such a great pro he is, and he seems to be all business. I'm I'll make my judgments as I watch them play.
Thanks.
Next, we'll have Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Glenn. Good morning, John. The one thing you didn't mention in the lineup was goaltender. Who's going to be in net tonight?
Elvis.
Elvis in net. And the last thing, as you come off a weekend like that, John, you don't focus on the negatives. You can't. You focus on the positives. So what are you building on? What do you see as you review the tape and you say, all right, let's start here and move forward from here?
Wait a minute. It's very hard for me to focus on the positives in those two games. So we didn't focus on anything in those games. We focused on how do we right the ship? How do we play the right way? How can we consistently for the next 5-6 weeks, whatever's left, taking one game at a time, how do we play the right way? That's all I want to see us do. And we're not going to talk about records. We're not going to talk about where we sit in the standings. I want us to focus on each and every game and playing the right way. And we presented which I thought would be the best way about going about it. I'm not going to talk with you about it right now, but that was our first meeting this morning. As far as just we need to rally around something to get us just focused on that one thing. And I think other things will take care of itself. So that's how we're trying to go about it.
Yeah, and maybe that's a bad terminology on my part. Your foundation for that, your foundation for the next 20 will be what?
Yeah. Hopefully you'll see it. Yeah, hopefully you'll see it. And and we're going to try. We need to be a harder team to play against. And so that's something I'm sure as we go through it, we'll probably get more discussion. Right now, I just came out of the room with a meeting. I'm going to see how it falls out here on the ice.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedrick. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, John. The team that you're playing tonight, 2 years ago in the regular season, gave you guys all kinds of fits. And then you go in there, you sweep them. And ever since that sweep, I mean, they've beaten you here and there, and they beat you in the playoffs. But you guys seem to play this team pretty tough. What's been the biggest key, to flip that whole thing around?
Against Tampa?
Yeah, them specifically.
I don't know. We just I think when you're especially when you're in the playoffs, I just think there's a different focus. I look at this situation we're in right now very similar to the Carolina situation. We're playing Tampa for a couple of weeks here with Florida thrown in a little bit, and certainly no disrespect to Florida, but we're starting off with Tampa here. I do think it gives you a different type of focus on your readiness, and that's been one of our biggest problems, is being able to sustain our readiness. You don't sustain some readiness here in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be some tough sledding. And I think that has happened prior playoff series. I mean, no one even talked about us during that playoff series and going into it, and we kind of had a chip on our shoulder. Tampa has changed their team since that series, a much more difficult team to play against, much more balanced team. We got our hands full, but I think it gives you a focus.
You guys have also obviously changed your roster since then. I mean, every team does, but you guys have as well. But you have that same core there. I mean, they went into that series basically looking to prove everybody wrong. What's your sense of what that core is feeling right now?
Well, it defines what you say the core. We do have a different roster. I'm not so sure I agree with you there. We're just going to try to we're trying to rally around a couple of things, and we're not really looking into the playoffs and the past couple of years against them. We're looking into what we're playing right now, and more of the focus is on us, on us rallying around something to get us together. So that's where we're going to try to go about it.
Yeah, just narrowing it down to Elvis in this past weekend. Did you like what you saw from a compete level from him this past weekend? And would you like to see what he can do maybe for a little run here?
Well, I'm not sure where it goes to as far as if he gets a run or not, but I think he kept us in some games there in Detroit. It could have been real ugly that first game. And I have no problems with Elvis, with how he played and how hard he played.
Thank you.